Okay, investigation 4.5, long investigation 4. We are now in summary notes for variables and patterns, and what we were looking at is inequalities this time. And we're going to take a look at the inequality symbols: greater than, less than. When it has a line under it, it is greater than or equal, or less than or equal to. When we graph it, if we have x is greater than 5, that means it can be greater than anything above 5. It could be 5.1, 5.2, it could be whole number, 6, 7, 8, all the way to infinity. So therefore we draw a line because the line includes every little set of points in here, 5.562 or whatever we have, but x is greater than 5. It can't equal 5, so we're not going to put a solid point there, but we are going to put a circle. And then we're going to put a line with an arrow that goes to the right. Again, the reason why we don't start at 6 is it could be somewhere, it could be 5.1. So therefore we start at 5, but it doesn't include 5, but it includes anything to the right of 5. Same thing with less than. X is less than -1. We start and we put an open circle showing that it's not -1, but it's anything to the left, and it goes on to infinity, so that's why we put an arrow to infinity and beyond. And therefore, again, it could be -1.11. So we start with an open circle. If it can equal the number greater than or equal to, x is greater than or equal to 3, this time we place a point on 3, because it could be 3, and again, it could be anything greater than 3. So an arrow to the right. X is less than or equal to 5. Okay, because it could equal 5, we put a closed point and then an arrow with a line, okay, going to the left, because it could be anything less than that. There's an infinite number of values. So let's try and do y is less than 9. Because it can't equal 9, we're going to put a circle. Sometimes people circle the whole thing. Put a circle here so we could see it a little bit better. And less than, these numbers are less. So I'm just going to draw a line to the left with an arrow. M is greater than or equal to -3. Because it can be -3, I'm going to put a point on -3. Then it's greater than. These numbers to the right are greater. So I'm going to the right. Now, a little trick somebody says, like, this looks like the arrow, so that's the direction that your line will go in. C is less than or equal to 2. It can equal 2, so we're putting a closed dot. Okay, and it's less than, so any numbers to the left will be less than. P is greater than -3. Can't equal -3, so it's an open circle, meaning we're starting there, but greater than, everything to the right is greater than, so it can be any one of those values. Okay. Word problems, very similar to equations. Translating and solving inequalities are the same steps as solving an equation. To get a New Jersey learner's permit to drive in New Jersey, an individual must be at least 16 years old. Let A represent the age at which a person gets a learner's permit to drive in New Jersey. So again, at least 16. So you could be 16, okay, but then you have to be at least, meaning that's the lowest. So it's 17, 18, 19, okay, or beyond there. So let's A equal ages. Okay, and an individual must be at least 16 years old. So my age has to be greater than or equal to 16, because this is the least it could be. So when I graph that solution, I could be 16, but I have to be or anything greater than that. So A, my age, is greater than or equal to 16.